DJ Aaron here. I figured I'd do a live kind of review of this Behringer mixer, anyways. But yeah, um, I haven't done a live stream in a while, so I figured I'd do one. And yeah, it's cool in a way. So um, yeah, anyways, I'm doing this kind of in a, I would say, a higher, like kind of like in a not landscape mode, but portrait mode, kind of. Um, but please forgive me on that. Uh, I'm getting used to actually using this iPhone, so um, yeah. So, and the kitty has to go out. So, so yeah, here we go. Letting Tigger Cat out. Anyways, um, so this live review of the Behringer mixer weeks later, I would have to say that I mean, it's a pretty good mixer. I would have to say it's a solid performer. Not should I say much different than what I would really do, but you know, I mean, I got all the analog inputs. I got, faders, the whole 9 yards of that. And I would have to say it's pretty cool to be able to have to do, shows with it. So, yeah. So it's, it was a learning curve for like the first couple of weeks or so. Um, you know, but it's a pretty darn good mixer. Um, the reason why I'm not using the full USB is because um, it only goes record out, so there isn't much I can do with that. But there is a 2-track to USB return, or USB to 2-track return, but it is only used for playback, like I was saying in like earlier stuff. But it does work. I mean, if you're willing to put up with it. The main out, I don't have cables for that yet, but sooner or later I will. I've been using the actual XLR mic. I have the gain up about 2 o'clock kind of, um, but I also have the compressor and EQs set to what I need. Um, but once I have a channel muted, especially when I do live shows, once I have a specific channel muted, um, I don't have to worry about it. So what it really comes down to is using a microphone like a Shure SM48 or SM58 or whatever you're using with that. And to the chatter that said it looks kind of complicated, not really. When you think about it, once you follow one channel strip, you can follow them all. really. Um, so each channel strip does, uh, you know, every simple thing. So like these are like these four are your microphone. Uh, these four are like your microphones, and you have your stereo grouped channels, which I do use. By the way, I have two CD players on channels 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and I have a turntable on 9 and 10. 11 and 12 are my PC sound, so I can easily mute that. I can mute all these if I wanted to. Only bring in what I want, and be able to mix what I want. So for live streaming purposes, I do a live streaming DJ show. I will want the PC audio and be able to use that with a bit of software called Virtual DJ, and you can use Virtual DJ um, with that. So I do have local music. Let's see. You want drives. No, you don't want desktop. You want drives. You want music. So you want music. And you want all audio. I go by all audio. And there's all the CD rips that I use for my DJ oriented show. I have 4 decks, so all 4 decks is right there. I can access them at any point in time, so I can throw anything in the deck. So just letting you guys know that this mixer is very flexible. This is one of the, whoops. I screwed up my EQ curve. So this board is very flexible. So my total review on it is it's a pretty good board if you're wanting to do a podcast or a DJ type of show, like a radio show kind of thing, where you're going to have a lot of inputs and outputs and what have you. Since I do a music show, I have all these inputs that I want to use, and I'll use them. Also, I have 3 extra inputs free for extra microphones. So if I wanted to add those, I can do so as well. Have like 3 other guests in the studio. I can do that. And with that, I could do effects, which I do on a regular basis. I just have reverb and I just mute it, and when I want to use the reverb, I just unmute and I can just go ahead and do what I want to do with it. So I don't really touch the pans very much, especially if I'm not doing anything interesting. What I like to do is when I have guests in the studio, I like to pan the microphones, which may sound crazy, which may sound weird to some of you. I I like to do pan microphones for added effect, and you know, kind of do stereo microphones. So I'll do that. Depending on the guest, I'll do hard right, hard left, that sort of thing. Um, when I do that, but that's not bad at all. Um, like I said, I only do EQ on the mic channels. The music channels, I leave them flat. So I don't have to mess with it later. Um, these are my gain controls, like I was mentioning. I have channel 1 that has full gain. Channel 2, 3, and 4, no gain at all because I'm not using those. I have, let's see, I have 5 and 6, the gain is up. 7 and 8, the gain is up. 9 and 10 is the turntable, so it needs a little more gain than normal, especially if you're running a magnetic cartridge. 11 and 12 is my PC audio coming back to PC. That is at 12 o'clock, so there you go. Not bad. But there is a point to where you can actually hook in 2 wireless mics that will eventually become handy in the future, because 2 of these channels are wireless compatible. So that's cool. So if I wanted to add a wireless microphone later, I could. And that's not bad at all. The aux returns I'm not using. The monitor return I'm not using. The send I'm not using because I have built-in effects, and I'm only doing that through the effects sends. So the built-in effects. So there is different effects that I can do. Church is one of them. Concert is another. Concert 2. Theater. Room 1. Room 2. Room 3. Chamber. Digiverb. Plate 1, which I use a lot. And we have plate 2. Spring. Gated 1. Gated 2. Reverse. Delay. Echo. Ambience. Early reverb. Chorus. Flanger. Phaser. Pan and trim. Detune. Pitch 1. Pitch 2. Delay chorus. Whoops. Delay chorus, dry reverb, or should I say delay reverb, sorry, chorus reverb, LFO filter, talk box, clipper, and that's pretty much it for those effects. Let's see, let's go back to plate. Okay, so we have a tap. You can do dark, or I can do bright. I got dark reverb. So there's that. Dampening, bright, dark, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So So we got decay. We can change the decay time and the pre-delay, but I just rather leave it the way I want it. Not a big deal. Right now, I'm using the headphone / control room input, which allows me to do this knob instead of uh, these faders. Of course, when I do my, main out, I'll be able to do these faders. And the thing about this is, if I open up OBS, you guys might think, oh, he's opening up OBS. What is he going to do? Well, I'm going to select a song here, and I'm going to show you guys something I found interesting about this mixer that most people don't know about is when you hit play and let's see here. And you look at the level, you notice something. I can turn down the main mix and it's not affected. All right. Okay, so I could turn this volume up or the gain control up. You can see I have audio. That's something I like about this board. I have everything turned down except for the channel fader. That's going out through the USB when I am sending audio out to OBS. And yeah, that seems to work pretty well. And I also got this channel muted, by the way. And yes, that's going through the effects end too. So, all right, so I can bring this gain control down, unmute this, and voila. So only the premix or only the faders, the fader section only goes through USB. So anything through this fader section, all right, so I could bring this up, all right. This is not being affected by this, all right. So when most people get a mixing board, they're going to be like, oh, the main mix is affecting the record out. That's not the case. Also, what I've learned is if I do this, I can go into properties. This is set up for USB. All right. Speakers through USB. All right. So if I do this and I unmute this, all right, so typically I go back into properties. Let's try that. No? Okay, so that, if I go back to this, speakers Realtek, go back to that. So what I want to do is I want to go into here And I want to go into control panel. I want to go into hardware and sound. And okay, so we got sound here. So watch this. All right, so watch this. Okay. Properties. All right. General. Advanced. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to bring this one and set as default. All right. So that is supposed to come out of desktop audio, but it's not. All right. So I'm going to go into, all right, default. Let's try that. Nope. So this board is a little difficult to get going. All right. So let's go back into here. How did I get that to work the last time? All right, so that is supposed to be, the audio just stopped for some reason. Okay. Yeah, the audio stopped, faded out. All right. Oh, the main mix has to be up for that. So I thought the main mix was supposed to be up for that. I thought the main mix was supposed to be up for that, but it's still coming out. Okay, recording's fine. Properties, level, advanced, enhancement. Okay, so there's nothing I can do there. Set default. All right. The only thing I could do is see what that does. Okay, let's see what that does. Let's turn that down. Okay. Let's see here. I don't see anything that allows me to do this. Configure. Next. Finish. Cancel. All right. I don't get it. I don't get it. All right. So OBS is not using the USB audio codec like it should. Now, what I could do is All right. So I'm not getting anything. All right, so I'm gonna change properties, default, properties. Okay, so I'm gonna change something here. Gonna have to go back into here. All right, hardware sound. Speakers. All right. Default device. Let's see, I want to make a default device on that. All right. I don't fucking get it. I don't want to configure speech recognition yet, dick. All right. I guess I'll go back to set default on that then. All right, so apparently the 2-track to USB does not work. However, it will work if I play a mini disc. Do I got anything in here? Apparently I don't. Let's see here. Do I got a recorded disc? I think I do. Whoops. Okay, I got a recorded disc here. All right. So I want to see if this actually works. Okay, that works. I don't have... Let's see something here. Properties. And properties. Okay. So what you guys are seeing now is that that's only working in playback. So and I can mute that as well. All right. So if I were to just use the 2-track, could probably get sound out of all of this. So All right, so that works. I think the PC audio is back. Just a shame that Behringer did not make the 2-track to USB return a thing, you know, especially when you got a fader right here, you know, when you got a fader that works right here, you think it would just work, but, you know, I digress. But what I like about this mixer, though, is the EQ section, because right now I got it in the 7-band EQ, and that works good. But if I press this, if I press that, all right, so I can see what gives me feedback or not. Okay, so that's that. Can turn that off and it will go back to EQ mode. We got 2-track to USB or USB to 2-track. But yeah, so this is strictly an analog board with USB capability for the most part. So let's just see if I got this back in line. Because I need it for my show next week. Okay, yeah, that's back to normal now. All right, so there's that. So yeah, I do need the analog part for my show on Monday. But overall, I do like this board. It's not bad. It's, you know, there's some hurdles you have to get over, like the USB 2-track return. You have to realize that this is, you know, a playback fader only, and you know, it's just that. But if I were to use just the 2-track, I probably get audio to send to the PC regardless. But you know, that's just a hurdle to get over. But that's not bad at all. So, you know, it's not bad at all. It's just, you know, kind of a pet peeve or whatever. So this uses 1/4 inch, and as you can tell, here's one of my 1/4 inch plugs, and pretty much you just plug an RCA into that, and so you just plug an RCA into this 1/4 inch adapter. I'm trying to do this with one hand, but not having any luck. So I'm gonna get in there. So you just plug one of these into that, and you plug that into there, and that's how that works. So this one is just straight 1/4 inch in, and then I got the RCA end going into one of those CD players back there. And yes, this is how I hook in all my stuff. Gotta have RCA to 1/4 inch. And this one is the same. It's just an RCA to 1/4 inch adapter. And that just plugs back in. And that is for my turntable. This ATLP 120. So there you go. And this one is the same thing, RCA to 1/4 inch. And that one's feeding into the back of the computer for sound. So, and this one is just a mini to 1/4 inch. So that's how that works. So, other than that, there's really not much to say about this mixer other than it's probably one of the best from Behringer by far. I've been a Behringer user since 2016, I believe. And I've learned a lot over the years on how different brands have different mixer layouts and stuff. And each mixer's pretty much the same. You just have a set of faders, EQ, monitor sends, and effects and pan and gain controls and compressors. So, and this is my first mixer with an actual compressor on it. Aside from the little the little rock mix 10 that I have for on the go shows. That has compressors on it as well. It only has 2 compressors instead of 4, which I like the advantage of having 4 compressors. So not bad, I would say. But you got to start somewhere, and this is it. So Behringer also has a smaller model of this. It is the 1204, I believe, USB, the QX1222. Not bad, but if you're not willing to break the bank, you get something smaller, which will only have 2 stereo anyways. You still get 4 mic channels, but you only get 2 stereo channels. This one has 4 stereo channels because this is a 12 channel mixer. So not bad, but hey, what you gonna do, But anyways, that's pretty much it for this live stream. Anyways, I will probably see you guys in the next one. I just kind of wanted to test out this iPhone live stream wise, and thank God that I'm kind of getting used to it. But hopefully I can get it to go in landscape mode so I don't have to do it in portrait mode, like the black bars on the side when I do that. So anyways, that's it for this live stream, and hope you guys tune in to the next one. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.